For you. Corey and I are gonna compare a couple of oh, that's weird. There's no shifter. That's odd. Yeah, it's different. Okay, heated and cooled seats, very nice. So the van, you know, the people mover, the rig that everybody loves to hate. Well, here at Garage Talk, we have a special affinity for minivans in particular. They're incredible. They're comfortable. They are very good at what they do. And to be honest, a lot of them are really stylish these days. They have done a lot to make them look really, really sharp. Kia in particular has a new Carnival out now, and it doesn't even hardly look like a minivan. It's pretty spectacular. But we're gonna give this Honda Odyssey a little rundown today. Corey, I think, is gonna be in a Toyota Sienna, so we'll do a little apples to apples with you. So, all right, here comes Corey.
So tell me a little bit about the new Sienna.
Well, it's all hybrid now. 36 miles per gallon. Range is close to 600 miles.
Nice.
It's definitely, I call it now, the Sienna utility vehicle. It's got more of a SUV look to it. It's all been redesigned. You know, TNGA, Toyota New Global Architecture design, so it's lower, it's wider, better visibility, quieter. And then they definitely needed an update to the USBs and the technology, and then the Toyota
wireless
safety
charging
sense.
Up here.
Yeah.
This tray is there's storage everywhere.
Oh yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, and
like what?
I like the material they use. It's very rare that you'll have something slide with it being kind of like that rubber material. Yeah, this thing's got like 18 cup holders. I think there's like 6 USBs total.
So
there's a 1500 watt inverter. When the ice hit in Austin, we were using it to power up the air fryer.
That's interesting, because the F-150 got all the press on that. But
yeah,
that's awesome.
There was people all over that worked for the company. We were sending pictures of what we were actually using our Siennas for during the ice storm.
Nice.
I was using the Wi-Fi. We lost power.
They're the perfect road trip vehicle.
Oh yeah,
absolutely, hands down, cannot be beat. And especially sitting in this one.
Oh yeah.
There's storage everywhere. It's crazy.
Oh, I've got a daughter who does Taekwondo. We go on tournaments. Another daughter who does cheerleading competitive. I've got a son that does baseball. That truly, and with I travel and all the training I do, this is like the vehicle to have.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you're putting any kind of highway miles, like, why would you want any? Especially, I know hybrids are better in the city, but still, you said 600-mile range.
Oh yeah, close to 600 miles at 36 miles per gallon. It's unbelievable. And definitely a lot more sales now that it's only a hybrid, and it's really, in a positive way, it's forced people to learn that hybrids are not such a bad thing. And it could have been in a better vehicle to be used for, the longevity and the range that people would use this for.
And Toyota's got the pedigree when it comes to the hybrid technology.
You've been doing it for over 20 years, and you can still tow with this thing too. That's what's cool about it too.
How much?
Yeah, 3,500 pounds.
Yeah, the CUVs and SUVs are great, but there's still compromises. And when it comes to people hauling and stuff hauling, it's always been the minivan. It's always been the minivan. It'll move. Here comes Matt. You said this one's all-wheel drive too?
Mm-hmm.
So how does that system work? with relation to engine power, and I guess it's all...
It's instant, so they call it dynamic torque control. So it'll sense traction loss and then engage all four wheels, and it'll do the front when needed, and then the rear in combination as well. And in many cases, it'll start off all-wheel drive when it engages acceleration for traction. But we used to always tell people, look, it's not just for like up north. It's now more of a safety feature and better handling as well.
Last month is proof.
Yes.
It's not just for up north.
Oh yeah.
All right. First impressions. It's comfortable. I've been in several minivans, some older Odysseys. I've been in Grand Caravan. My folks actually owned a Grand Caravan for a while, and I can't say enough about the comfortability of the ride, the fuel economy. I mean, you can put 8 people in them, and the features and amenities that they continue to cram down the throat of the minivan segment is incredible. They blow me away. Never cease to amaze me. This one, textiles out the wazoo. I mean, there's plastic, there's wood grain, there's some other kind of weird plasticky stuff. A lot of leather. The seats are wonderful, nice and cushy, which is not a typical for really any of the manufacturers at the moment. Most of the manufacturers these days seem to be leaning more on you not being in the seat very long. Not many people are, road tripping their Hellcats or Mustangs or things like that, so they don't make very comfortable seats as far as how cushiony they are. These are really supple, really nice. I'm enjoying the seat very much. Suspension is taut, but it's not abusive. Very composed. It is very front end biased. It's a transversely mounted engine. It sits sideways up front, so all of the weight, unless you had people in it, is going to be over the front axle, which means that it kind of does this weird wonky walk type thing. But overall, I'm terribly impressed. Alright, so for Corey's sake, I'm going to try out some of the tech. Alright, all the green stuff's lit up like it's supposed to be maintaining its lane here. It seems to be doing so. It's maintaining the distance between me and the vehicle in front of me, which is great. Alright, let's see what it does here. So no radar or braking interference or anything like that. I had to do the braking for it, but man, this thing is really nice. Let's see if I can get it in whatever mode it is that lets me select the gears. Found it. So sport mode takes it out of the auto stop start and lets me, although it shifted to second for me, it lets me shift the transmission. Hopefully. That's the theory anyway. A lot of these transmissions tend to do a lot of the work for you. Yeah, see, it just went to second for me. Wow. It did hold in third, but it shifted from first to second and then into third, all on its own, and then it held in third. Now it's in fourth. There's fifth. Seven gears. Let's get some RPM up here for a second. Letting the engine kind of bring it down, slow it down a little bit. Very impressed. Powerful V6 in this thing. We're gonna pass Corey. Watch this. mad at it as well, to try and run out there on me, but passed him. Yep, I did. I can honestly say that if my wife liked minivans like I do, this would be a contender for sure. It's got enough sport that it would satisfy the occasional itch to floor it, but it's not, you know, ridiculous or anything like that. It's not Hellcat powered, but it's really smooth, really nice.
All right, gearheads, we switched out. Corey's in the Honda now. Gonna take a little getting used to here. Let's see here. It's got the cooled seat on. Thank you, Matt. Auto start stop off. Don't want none of that nonsense. Don't need snow, econ, none of that. Man, futuristic gauges, that's for sure. What is this? All right. Push button selector, we're going drive. I really don't know why minivans don't. Well, they've got a stigma. I'm not gonna lie, they've got a stigma. It's because we grew up in them, but I think they're coming back because automakers are putting tons and tons of thought and ingenuity into the design and engineering of them, and the fact that they are the ultimate road trip rig, they are the ultimate people hauling rig, they are the ultimate stuff hauling rig. Like, they're the best people mover, the best, like, everything, and they just get a bad rap for being uncool. And so now it's a race to see who can be the coolest minivan, who can have the most features, unique features, who can be the un-minivan the best. And that's why you see stuff like on this Honda, the floating roof design where that rear window wraps all the way around back to the hatch and tailgate. It's just crazy. But just the storage galore in both of these rigs is astonishing. I do feel like I'm sitting a lot lower in this one. That could be because Matt was driving it, and I know he likes to sit on the floor. And when it comes to a rig like this, I want to be up a little bit, but I definitely feel like this vehicle's a little bit lower than the Sienna. The Sienna felt a little taller, a little more upright, which speaks to Carrie's comment about it being the Sienna activity vehicle, whereas this is an older generation. It's been around a little bit longer, whereas that Sienna is brand new for 2021. This has gotten a refresh, but older platform, been around a little bit, so it'll be interesting to see the next step for Honda and where they take it. Materials in here are nice. Soft touch everywhere. Like I said, storage galore, armrests, you name it. There's plenty of room, plenty of visibility. These huge windows out the side. As a father myself, I love the built-in sunshades on the rear windows. I don't understand why in family-focused vehicles those aren't more readily available as options. We gave up when Tucker was a baby with the little stick-on ones. It kept falling off. We were tired. We're done. The ride on this, we're on a rough road around Texas Motor Speedway right now. Compliant, calm. I mean, it's a big cabin in here, so you definitely you feel the cavernous space of it, but it's not harsh, it's not beating, it's a minivan. You know what you're getting. I love that you can see the back seats in this. That is kudos. I know Honda claims and touts the fact that they were the first with the rear seat viewing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I am here for it for days. Being able to see what's going on back there and still keep my eyes focused in front of me versus turning around to see my kid playing in the back. Plus, I can guarantee you he would get a kick out of seeing himself on that screen. Not gonna lie whatsoever.
really active tech in this one, a lot like the Pilot. I mean,
Yeah.
a little bigger screen. This seems a little more cockpit-like.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, the dash is a little higher. You kind of sit in it a little more. Really, this is really nice. I love the big open space there. That's fantastic.
I even like it's made of a that rubber, so if you put something in there, it doesn't slide around.
Yeah.
Because it's so big, you expect it to slide a lot of stuff.
I got to give it to Toyota for the textiles. The steering wheel is much nicer to mess with. The buttons are easy to reach. Love it.
Yeah, my kids were ecstatic. I was in a Sienna before this, and they think because we work for Toyota, we build it, but they gave me all. They should always put like 11 and 15-year-old in a minivan. They'll tell you what they think's not right for what they use it for. It's funny. But they were ecstatic about the cup holders and the USBs.
Oh yeah.
And the driver easy speak, they don't really like it, but we can get onto them without turning our head and whacking somebody in the front.
Right.
You said you were doing the safety, the lane departure, the tracing. You were saying?
Yes.
Yeah, they finally upgraded this too. It's got road sign. It'll read the sign, stop, yield, do not enter.
Oh, cool.
It'll stay in the center of the lane or alert you if you go out of it.
Nice. Yeah. Automatic braking. Will it take you all the way to 0?
Yes, and when you set it on cruise, it'll bring it all the way to a dead stop, and then it'll tell you to accelerate or hit the resume button to go back up.
Okay. Back in EV mode. Am I hearing the engine run all the time, or is it cutting in and out?
It cuts in and out.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it can run on all hybrid. It can run on gas and hybrid, or it can run on all gas, depending on. I always call it the hybrid hybridometer, depending on where it's at in that stage, like on the RPM side.
I gotcha. Yeah, that is a cool little gauge. It'd be a fun something to watch as you're going. Try and keep it in the eco mode.
Yeah. Yeah, and then when we train sales consultants, we try to tell them keep it in this, or if you hit it, it'll expand up. But let the customer who's never driven a hybrid to understand how the energy from the engine is used, or how it's to power the vehicle or to charge the battery in the back.
Ride quality is impeccable. I mean, it's stout enough to let you know you're in contact with the road, but it doesn't beat you up.
Oh yeah. And this year they got away from the torsion beam and went with a multi-link suspension.
Okay.
And Toyota, they'll tell you how that put more weight on the vehicle, but it was it was necessary for it to give the handling quality they wanted on the road.
Gotcha. It's wonderful. It's incredibly quiet in here. It's quieter in this than it was in the ID4.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. It actually has a shifter. I like that so much better than the buttons in it.
All right, gearheads. You may not love them. Minivans are where it's at for road tripping. And in Texas, come on. Like, that's what we do. There's no short distance anywhere. Everything's far and a trip. So we frequent the 2-hour drive to Dallas. This would be nice.